Here's how I started my voiceover career with a $50 microphone. Here's my story. Um, and also how you can do it too. So, back when I was in college, I was working at a Radio Shack, this tiny little electronics store, and honestly, it kind of sucked. I wasn't passionate about it. I knew I wanted more. I wanted to do something interesting, something actually fun. Um, what I did love using was my voice. I loved just giving speeches in class. I loved reading out loud, just messing around with character voices. It felt great. It felt natural. So I didn't have any fancy studio or any professional equipment or anything like that. I literally started with the tiny built-in mic on my laptop. It was pretty awful. So I decided to save up and invest in just a simple $50 USB mic. My first investment, my first microphone. And I was, at first I was just kind of messing around. I didn't jump straight into voice acting. What I actually started doing was recording music. I was recording songs, just having fun, enjoying the process, and just experimenting. The more I played and experimented with my voice, the more I knew I wanted to pursue voiceovers. So I put together a little demo. It wasn't anything special, just something quick and rough. And then I made another demo and I made it a little bit better. And I actually uploaded that onto Fiverr. Fiverr is a freelancing website where you can get paid for something you're good at. And that's where the side hustle began. I started reaching out to people. I messaged potential clients. I started responding to random job boards. At the time, they used to have a place where you could apply for different customers' requests. I was hungry to make this work. I knew I could make it work. And little by little, it started to. I got my first order, my first project, and I made real money. And it hit me. This could be more than a side hustle. So over time, I raised my prices. I improved my service. I got better. I learned how to deal with customers, how to talk to them, how to deliver quickly, and how to sound more professional in the process. Most importantly, I started to build repeat business. That's really important for building sustainable revenue as well. So fast forward to now, and I'm doing this full time. I'm doing this as my main source of income, which is really awesome. It's a lot of fun. And it's been a journey, and that's what I'm here to help you with as well, because people ask me all the time, how do you get into this? How do you get started? And I still don't use crazy expensive gear. The microphone you're listening to right now is the Yeti Pro. That's this guy. Costs around $200. The point is, you don't have to have this fancy studio and this fancy setup and gear. You need to have good sound. You need to sound confident. Train your voice. Have a good attitude. And the willingness to actually do this, to actually take initiative and put yourself out there. Don't just wait around. So if you're like me, if you were like me getting started, let me tell you, I have been there. I know you don't have to be perfect. I know you might be having some doubts. Do I have the right voice? Is this going to be expensive? How do I know if I'm going to find the work? What do I need to do? You don't need the best gear. Believe in yourself. There's a need for all kinds of voices, male voices, female voices, of all different accents and backgrounds and languages. You just need to start, practice, learn as you go, and improve. That's what I did, and it literally changed my life. So really cool stuff. Now, if this story inspired you, make sure to leave a comment down below. So let me share a couple things that I've learned throughout my journey and a couple things that you could apply as well. So something I knew something I wish I knew from the beginning. I wish that somebody told me that you don't have to sound like this movie trailer voice, that deep golden voice. You don't have to have a voice like that. There's really a need for all kinds of voices. And, even a normal guy, a guy next door voice, or if you have a girl next door voice, you don't have to have this big, giant voice. You also editing efficiently is really important. You can actually save time and have more fun if you learn how to edit efficiently, because you're not getting paid by the hour, you're getting paid by the project. So it's actually better if you're efficient and you're able to get projects done quickly. Also, customers care more about how you sound, the voice, the confidence, as more than anything. Are you enthusiastic? Are you giving them the right delivery, the right voice, the right connection to their audience? So customers care about that. And a lot of people quit too early. They start but never follow through. So it's really important to stick with it and actually get good with it. So don't quit early. Remember, this is a journey. So stay motivated. My first voiceover gig was an explainer video, if I remember correct. It was just a simple $5 gig. Back when I started, every single gig on the website was only $5. You could only charge $5. That's how the website got its name, Fiverr, because everything was $5. Nowadays, you can charge whatever you want. It's a whole lot better. There's a lot more opportunities. You can offer extras and bonuses. and make a lot more revenue. But back then, it was just a simple $5 gig, and that's how much I made. The customer loved it. I was thrilled. Honestly, that was one of the most amazing $5 that I ever earned, because it was my first project. It just proved to me that I could get paid doing something I loved. It was all the proof I needed. And I think you're going to feel the same way. Once you get that first paid project, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel great. So remember that it does get easier the more projects you get, because you're getting reviews, you're building your reputation, and you're working your way up as well. So really cool feeling. Here's a couple mistakes that I made when I was starting out. I've accepted too many low-paying jobs along the way, which is fine if it's your first couple projects. That's fine because you're building reviews. But later on, I realized I don't have to take on every single project if I don't want to. And I was really obsessed with taking on every single one. Some of the projects, it's okay to let them go if they're just not a good fit, if they're just a huge lowballer, if they're just hard to work with, whatever the case is. If it's not vibing right, you don't have to work with them. So that's something that I learned about myself as well. And also, I used to spend hours editing my stuff and just getting it perfect. I was being a perfectionist, and really, you don't have to go to that extent. You want to make sure that it is good, but don't over obsess with it. And also being efficient, like recording them in batches. I just learned how to get a much better process to cut it from hours of editing to maybe 20, 30 minutes at the most. And it's just a much more better experience that way. So yeah, and also keep your demo updated with time. So my setup also evolved over time. My setup was, at first it was just my laptop with just a $50 mic. I was literally using blankets and pillows in my closet. And then I learned that I could actually upgrade it with nicer equipment. I used the sound panels, the acoustic panels, and I got better at actually laying it out. So the closet booth sounds so much better now, and I got much better results. And I use the Yeti Pro, which is this guy right here. As you can see, I still use it to this day. This is a $200 microphone. My first one was a $50. Then I got a $100 mic, now this guy. So it did help. It did help. The audio quality is better. But again, it's not about the mic. It's about your voice talent. But you will improve over time, and that's okay. That's reasonable. You don't have to be perfect from day one. And voiceover also helped me beyond just the booth, just these lessons in business and working with customers help in other areas of life, like even in sales, in my job, when I had a job at the time, any sort of business, getting confident in your voice, learning how to speak better and communicate better. It really does help you a lot with the communication skills, skills in public speaking, and also just running a business, understanding clients. It keeps you very sharp and understanding how to price yourself and have discipline. So a lot of really beneficial things that it's helped me with throughout the years. So again, a lot of valuable lessons, but they start from day one. You have to get started today. Don't put this off any more years. A lot of people say, Chris, I've been putting this off for years. You've helped me get started. That's my goal, is to help you get started today. Remember, I've put together an intro course to help you get started from step one. That is in the link in the bottom below. I also have a starter course, which teaches you how to record and edit your first demo, also in the description below. Check that out. Extremely affordable. If you have any questions, reach out, send me a message, and I'll see you in the next one.